Hello, 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 my rich friends in the making. Yeah, I'm still working on a name for you, but for right now, you're my rich friends in the making. All right, welcome back to another Millennial in-depth video. If you are new here, please feel free to hit the subscription button below and turn on the notification bell so you get a every single time I upload a video. Y'all really gotta know I love y'all so much. If I put a wig on in 95-degree weather. All right, but welcome back to another Fact Friday, Credit Fact Friday, and we're going to be talking about why your credit score drops or it may have dropped recently and some things you can do to help bring that back up, right? So the first reason why your credit might have dropped is because your credit utilization has increased. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are 5 pieces to the puzzle that make up your credit score, your FICO score, and shows lenders what your lending worthiness is. And if you have not watched the first episode or the first video in this series, you want to hit that little eye up above so you can catch up with all the details, right? So your credit utilization has gone up. It means maybe you just bought a new laptop, a new phone, a new TV, some purchase that has increased the utilization of your credit. That is sort of a red flag to the borrowers, to people who are trying to lend you money, showing that, oh my God, you have increased your spending, right? So what you want to make sure you do in order to pick that credit score back up is you want to make sure you're not going into the next month with that particular bill on your credit. It also will help you save money because you're not going to be paying interest on purchases that you are making. So a really good thing to do if you want to keep your credit utilization down is to make sure you pay off your credit cards before the next cycle begins. Now, the next thing that has brought down your credit score is if you have late payments, right? So if you've recently made a late payment or two, that is going to drastically drop your credit score, especially because payment history is worth 35% of your credit score. So that is something you definitely want to keep in mind. If you are having trouble making payments, you want to reach out to your lenders, especially if it's like a student loan payment or a mortgage payment, because they will send you into default, they will send you into collections, and that will negatively impact your credit score for a very, 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 very long time. The third reason that your credit score has taken a hit or has gone down is because you have possibly closed an account. Now, there are tons of conflicting information out there on the internet, and I'm going to help clear this up for you. Closing an account is not negative because you're closing the account, right? The reason people tell you not to close an account, especially after you've paid it off, is for 2 specific reasons. One, depending on when that account was opened, it is going to affect your credit length of history. Length of history. You know what I mean. It's going to affect how long you've had an open line of credit. 10% of your credit score is calculated by how long you've had accounts open. So my first account was opened in 2006 when I got my first student loan. And when that closed, it definitely tanked me a little bit. Not that I care because I want to pay off my loans, but my next oldest line of credit was from 2008. That was my first credit card. So if you're closing an account that you have had it for a very, 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 very long time, you might want to think about keeping it open even if you don't use it, because it will be your longest length of credit, right? Especially if it was like your first credit card or something like that. The second reason people tell you not to close accounts is because you're going to increase your credit utilization. So if you have this credit card that has given you a $10,000 limit, right, and you have another credit card with a $5,000 limit and you have spent, I don't know, let's say $2,000, right? So on paper, it looks like you've spent $2,000 out of the $15,000 worth of credit that you have available. Now, if you close that account that has a $10,000 limit, now it looks like you've spent $2,000 out of your $5,000 limit, and that percentage is going to negatively affect your credit score. So if you have an account that is open really for a very, very, very long time, or if you have an account that has an extensive amount of credit available to you, even if you're not using it, leaving it open will be beneficial to your credit score long term, right? So the next reason that your credit score possibly has taken a dip is that one of your credit cards or one of your lines of credit has decreased the amount of credit that they have offered to you. This doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and it's not usually something at the forefront of people's minds. They look at their credit score and like, oh my God, my credit score has decreased. And that's because your line of credit went from 7,500 to 5,000, right? So a really good way to help increase your credit availability in general, is to ask for a credit line increase. Now, the caveat is when you're asking for a line increase, you want to make sure that they're not going to do a hard inquiry in order for you to get this increase. Capital One and Citibank, I have 2 accounts with them. I have asked for 2 lines of increase over, I think, the last 24 months, and I have gotten both of them, and they have not done any inquiries into my credit. And that leads us to the next reason why your credit might have taken a dip, and that is hard inquiries. So hard inquiries are when you apply for a new line of credit. Let's say you're trying to get a car, a mortgage, you're opening up a new store card. They're going to inquire into your credit history to see if you are worthy of getting this particular loan. That hard inquiry is going to stay on your credit report for 2 years, and that is going to negatively affect your credit score. So that is something you definitely want to think about. And the last thing that could be the cause as to why your credit score has dipped is there are things on your credit report that you are not aware of. This is why you definitely want to look into your credit report. They offer you 1 a year for free. I think there are a couple of other places offering more than that. But you want to know what's on your credit report, especially if something has gone to collections or if you've paid something off and they haven't taken it off. You want to be active. You want to be proactive to make sure that your credit report really shows your credit worthiness, right? It really shows what you expect to see on it. So if there are late payments that you never made, you need to fight that and say, I've made all my payments on time. These are my receipts. These are my credit statements, and show them I'm A1. My credit is phenomenal, right? So these are some of the things you can do to help pick up your score, and these are some of the things you want to look at to see if they have negatively affected your credit score. And that's it. See you in the next one. Bye.